Hi, so there are three golden rules about money. 1, never spend more than you make. 2, always plan for your future. And 3, help your money grow. I am Terry Tibet, and today's video is all about how to grow your savings. I have received some amazing feedback from you from the two videos I've done on personal finance. One was on businesses you can start with 10,000 shillings and below, or $100. And 2 on the top 10 side hustles of 2021. And what you were asking is, okay, so we have these ideas and we've listened to your videos, but how do we begin to save? So that's exactly what today's video is all about. And before I get in, I want to say a big shout out to Skillshare for partnering with me on this particular video. And I have just been going through the amazing courses at Skillshare. And whether you're looking at freelancing, entrepreneurship, building content for your social media platforms, leadership, there's so much you can learn for such a good price. All of these courses start at about $10 a month. I mean, that's just what, 1,000 shillings to invest in yourself, to invest in your future. It is such a worthy course. And I've come across some amazing courses like this one, about creating your dream career, how to uncover and apply your creative strengths. And it's everything from exploring your past and finding out what has the past life been for me career-wise, and analyzing that, and then looking at what's currently present and what that means for your career, and of course then envisioning what your future, and seeing what could your future really be like, and then charting a new path towards that future. I mean, there's so many courses that you can benefit from. If you're looking at, for instance, just growing your social media platform, I mean, think of people like Elsa Majimbo and where she's been able to go with her social media presence, and you can be that. You're talented as well. There's so many of us who are creating content online, but how do we create and have an edge for yourself? So there's one of the courses that I also like is about finding success online. It tells you about the power of a personal brand and how to grow it, and finding your why. Why are you on social media? And then how to create successful content, how to grow your social media business, how to choose the right partners as well when you start making the money, and of course building a loyal audience, which is something that we all absolutely love. So I will share the link down below for you to be able to just go in there and find something that you love. Learning is forever. It doesn't matter how old you are, it doesn't matter how young you are, just find something that will help you elevate yourself. And guess what? The first 1,000 people to use the link in my description box will get a free trial of Skillshare Premium membership. Imagine that. That's a premium membership. Alright, so we'll quickly now go into our video for today, and basically it's about savings. And because we all want to have a secure future, we're all looking towards financial freedom, and we're making some money currently, whether you're employed, whether you're in business, whether you have a small business that you're starting, any source of income that you might have. How do you then begin saving that to build towards your financial freedom? I'll go very quickly into it. Number 1 is to eliminate your debt, and it doesn't matter how much debt you're in. The most important thing is to start paying it off, and to pay it off as much as you can. So this is what you do. Write down all your debt, whether you have a mobile loan, whether you have a bank loan, whether you have a mortgage, whether you have a car loan, whether you have a loan from your friend or your chama or your sako. Write them all down and start paying them off, starting with the smallest debt that you have. And you know why that's important when you start with the smallest one? And I know you can get tempted to start with the biggest one, but start with the smallest and just get that out of the way. And as you see your debt getting smaller and smaller, you'll be even more encouraged to start paying off the bigger one. So start with the smallest debt. because there's no way you'll be able to properly save if there's a huge debt hanging on your shoulders. 2, start your savings goals. Set your savings goals. Where are you saving? And the more you visualize why you're saving, the easier it is to actually save. And I believe it is even more important to put dates to it, put timings to this particular goals that you want to have. And it could be anything. It could be you want to build a house, you want to buy a cow, you want to have a chicken farm, you want to go on holiday. But set a goal. Then you set how much money you're going to need for you to be able to achieve that goal. And then after that, you'll realize how much you need to save towards your particular goal. So go back, pen and paper, and write down what are these goals that you really have. How much do you think you need to get there, and how much do you need to start saving on a month-on-month basis or weekly basis. And remember what we said in the last video, that you can save anything from 1,000 shillings a week, 500 shillings a week, whatever you have. It is the discipline of learning to save that is the most important, especially if you haven't been saving so far. Another very important thing is to record your expenses. And sometimes we don't really know how much we spend per month. What are your expenses like? Have you written them down? Have you thought through what your expenses really are? One other tip that I'd like to share, which I usually do, is to buy during the sale season and from the wholesale stores. And sometimes when I realize, because wholesale stores now know that people can go and just do your monthly shopping, they've also increased some of their prices. So do a comparative and just know which are the best wholesale shops. What are the price differences in the different products, especially when it comes to dry groceries, soaps, grains, rice. They have such good prices on those things, and you can buy in bulk, so it helps you actually, one, they stay longer, 2, you already have a better price and you've saved a lot on it. I also like to buy in the supermarket during the sale season, so it will be Christmas, it will be Easter, and at that time also target the dry groceries, and other things like toothpaste, and then soap, Blue Band, all those things that will not expire immediately. Just buy them and keep. You will end up actually saving a lot more than just buying on the month to month. Another one, if you get some money along your way, either you get a Christmas bonus or you do a small gig and somebody pays you some money, don't treat it as just a time to pay yourself. I mean, a little bit from it is fine, but not the entire amount. Think through it. You could put it in a bond or a bill. Just put it somewhere that will earn you an interest, or you can invest in something else that you have always thought of and you have researched about, because that's the most important thing, so that you're not losing your money. But first things first, don't just spend it immediately. Next is when you save automatically, let's say on a monthly basis, where the money is being either just deducted from your account automatically, you stop thinking about it too much, and it takes just the responsibility of which most people don't like, or you forget, or other things come up, or you find new priorities along the way. So one of the things that you can do and do well is to set up a standing order, or a way in which your bank can actually remit some sort of money into a savings account, into an emergency fund account, or any other account, just not your current account where you're able to access it anytime. Well, you remember one of the golden rules for money was always plan for your future. Now, there's something some of you may have heard about before, and it's called pay yourself first. So basically, every time that you get any money, whether it is your salary or you've been paid for something, take a percentage of it and put it into saving for your future. And this also goes a long way in just shifting your mind and teaching yourself how to begin to save. So most people would do about 10% of their income, and once it lands, just make the standing order or whichever way you like. A standing order would be good, so that every single month that 10% goes into a savings account, which you can then use to either invest or save just as an emergency in case something happens. And you know, they usually the rule of thumb usually is that you should be able to save at least 3 to 6 months of your monthly living expenses, just in case something happens. Then you will be able to get back quickly into that savings fund or emergency fund. Then you'd be able to get out of trouble, so to speak. I know that one I didn't save nicely. Well, and the question is, how much should you be saving? So remember, golden rule number 2 is always plan for your future. And and there's a question, how much should you be saving? Rule of thumb is you should be having at least between 3 to 6 months of your monthly living expenses, just in case anything happens. You will be able to have something to cushion you until you are on your feet again. So I want to talk about paying yourself first, which is something that you may have heard about before, and there's many different ways of looking at it, but I believe the best way is paying yourself is actually removing a percentage of what you get as your income and putting it into a savings account or an investment that you're able to draw from, or to withdraw as soon as you need the money. And paying yourself first will actually help you learn to quickly save first before you spend. So every time there's money coming in, and usually people would say about 10% is good enough. So 10% of your income comes in, just put it aside and put it into your savings account immediately before you start using or putting the other money. Well, and as I wound up, just the last one, start small and start today. Start with what you have and say, every day I'm going to save 100 shillings, or every other day I'm going to save 50 shillings. Whatever it is that you can, start saving. The most important lesson in this is building that financial muscle that will enable you begin to save each time you get any money. So start small and start now, and remember to subscribe.